So what I did was I put together this list. I don't know if you can see it with my sloppy ass handwriting. So I put together this list, and I'm going to go through every single way we've generated leads for our business. Leads that have actually led to sales, not just leads. So it's just a subtle difference. But if you guys are new to this channel, please subscribe. I think it's actually right. It'll be right there, right above me. So if you're into learning about AdWords, learning about agency life, how to start up an agency, how to grow an agency, or become a freelancer, consultant, whatnot, whatever it is, digital marketing related, or specifically AdWords related, this is your YouTube channel. So I hope you dig the content. Make sure you subscribe, and let's dig into this. All right. So first things first. So there's 24 ways, and I'm not actually going to put these in any order of importance. I'm just going to go down the list. Kind of did a brain dump before and just wrote everything down as we went. I'll give you a little bit of feedback as I go, based on whether or not I like the strategy, whether I'd use it again, if we're currently using it. Actually, I may hold that one back. I'll just talk about whether or not I like it. There are some that I like, some that are easier to deploy than others, others that are more difficult but that perform better. So yeah, we'll go over that. All right, first one is cold emailing. Cold emailing is very effective. It can be very cost effective. It can be very time effective. You can get a great return on time, great return on investment. Anyone can do it. It's very easy to start. Just do it correctly. Someone's beeping outside. If you're going to do it, what I'd recommend is, let's say your agency is abcagency.com. Go by abcagency.co or something like that, or the .net version. Set up a new email. What would it be? A new email client on that new domain that you've got. Clone your domain and put it over there, just so that you're never putting your main email at risk of getting a spam penalty or anything like that. So we learned that one the hard way. Yeah, we still use cold emailing to this day. We don't do it at the scale we once did, but we will use it for strategic partnerships, joint ventures, things like that. We definitely like cold emailing. We use it more strategic these days than anything else. Next one is cold calling. We've done a lot of cold calling, both internally and externally. We've hired firms to do it for us. We've hired individuals to do it for us. We've hired people off Upwork, and in some of the other freelance websites. We've gone the range from hiring actual firms to do it, like I said, all the way through the freelancer. Which would I prefer? I'd probably go the freelancer route if we were to do it again, just because you can have a bit more control over there. It's not as expensive, and if you're decent at writing a script ahead of time and helping with the objections and brush-offs that they're going to deal with, if you can help put together a script to make them more effective, in my opinion, it's a bit more cost-effective to hire an individual. Now, having said that, if you've never done sales before and don't know how to coach, how to coach someone along in a sales role, it may be more difficult, and you may be better off just hiring a firm to actually do it for you, because they've got sales managers and a sales floor full of people that they train, and this is what they do. So you're paying for that premium there, and you're paying for that knowledge. So it depends on your situation. If you know what you're doing sales-wise, just train someone to do it yourself. One thing, let me pull up in this book here. This is the book we used to develop the scripts that we use. The book cover is awful, but the book itself is very good. Definitely a good book. This helps set the tone for what to expect, how to set up calling cadences and scripts, and how to overcome objections, how to deal with brush-offs, how often to be calling, how to build your list. It's a very good book. Scott's got a very good blog as well. Tons and tons of good content on there. He's got a follow-up book to that called 7 Steps to Sales Scripts. This is a very good book as well. If you are going to go the cold calling route, I definitely recommend these two. They're pretty cheap. I think they're, what is this one? $12.50, $10. Awesome $30 investment. Highly recommend it. If you are going to go that route, if you're starting out and you're brand new, cold calling, cold email. If you like cold calling, get on the phone and you can make some stuff happen. If you don't, do cold emailing. Pretty effective. All right. Networking. Number 3, networking, both offline and online, but for this one, we're going to do offline. So going to conferences, meeting people, so niche-specific conferences, industry-specific conferences, local conferences. We've kind of done a mix of each, depending on the vertical that we're actually in, and or the geographic market that we want to target at that time. So we've done a mix of it all. Number 4, blogging and content marketing. So if you check out our clicksgeek.com website, we have a ton of blog content on there, as well as we're doing content marketing right now. So this will bring in customers for us at some point, either immediately or over the long term. So this, doing these YouTube videos is a form of content marketing for us. LinkedIn posting, whether it be posting content you've actually written or commenting on other people's articles and, writing a little bit of your commentary and then posting it, posting pictures, videos, whatnot, just being active on social media, specifically LinkedIn rather. Another one we've done a bit is LinkedIn messaging. So picking a niche, rewriting our LinkedIn profile so that it was about that niche, and actually friend requesting or connection requesting people. And once we've made the connection, then going in and basically messaging them with a direct offer. That was actually really effective for us. We went through one of the markets we were in pretty quickly, but it was effective for us, and it's free. It's a time thing. So you can always outsource it as well. I don't like using software on LinkedIn. I like to do it as manual as possible just because I don't want to risk getting my LinkedIn account banned. So we did that all manual. Next would be networking online. So that would be networking in different forums, Facebook groups. Facebook is where we do the majority of our networking online, just because there are tons of Facebook groups in the digital marketing space. But it's important to get outside of the digital marketing space and get into local groups or niche groups and market there as well. And when I say market, I mean more network. Provide as much value as you can, answer questions, provide value. As Gary Vee says, jab, jab, hook. Just go in with as much content and value as you can. Don't be just asking for a sale in a group. It's not the situation to do that in, and you look like a shit. So don't do that. Number 8 is SEO. So we've done some SEO on our sites, and we rank well for some terms, and those bring in leads. Next is centers of influence. So whether it be people within a niche or... Sorry about that, guys. Whether it be in a niche or an accountant, a lawyer, whether it be someone that owns a networking group, whatever it might be, we've been able to implement or set up and implement relationships with centers of influence that have yielded us clients. Referral programs. So asking clients, friends, family, people within niches, and in exchange for those offering some sort of bonus or gift or monetary compensation or whatever it might be. I've got a lot of different examples of this, and those have done well for us. Joint ventures. So think about joint ventures. Who else has access, affinity, or know, like, and trust with the audience that you want to market with or sell to? So who already is dealing with the clients that you want to work with, and try to figure out a way that you guys can work together. So if you are an SEO company and you do not sell web design, or I should say, if you are an SEO company and a local person or a friend or whoever owns a web design company and they don't offer SEO, could you strike up a relationship with that person to offer SEO to their web design clients, and vice versa? Can you offer web design to your SEO clients? And just being strategic, thinking about who has access and affinity to the clients you want to work with, and trying to come up with some win-win situation for both yourself, the joint venture partner, and also the end user client as well. Next is podcast interviews. So we've done a ton of podcasts, both general marketing as well as niche specific. Those have been very effective for us. It's another form of content marketing, but I just wanted to list it because it's something we've done that I can actually draw back and show an ROI on. And that normally would be hard to do, but I can say that just because people have said, I heard you on XYZ podcast, and that's why I'm calling. So that's typically, how I would figure out the ROI on that. Same with video interviews. So we've done a number of video interviews on other people's YouTube channels. And again, a form of content marketing, similar to a podcast, but just in video. This is an interesting one. The Google AdWords partner page. Google AdWords, I don't even know if they still have it anymore. I don't know if they do. But they had let's assume it's still there. I don't know if it is. But they had a page that listed out all of their partners. So any agency or person that has the designation of being an AdWords partner. So basically you went through a certification process and you got that badge and you're an AdWords partner. Some people go there and actually look through all the providers, find someone that they want to deal with, and reach out. And we've had people reach out that way. Number 15, Lumpy direct mail. So one of the previous videos we talked about how I got my first client, and that was with Lumpy direct mail. Number 16 is Oversized direct mail, and I actually pulled open something on that. We got a couple questions on that last video regarding Lumpy mail and the Oversized mail, so I wanted to actually show you a resource on that. There's an excellent book by Stu Heinecke called How to Get a Meeting with Anyone. This book is freaking awesome. We mailed a ton of stuff using the techniques in this book, his oversized foam board poster boards. Definitely check out this book. The fact that you can get it for $4 on Kindle is an absolute steal. I listened to it first on audiobook and then actually bought the hardcover. But this is a freaking awesome book. Depending on the size of the client you're going after, this is something I would definitely do. There's a lot of good stuff to be learned in this book. This guy is, you know what? Read the book. I don't want to go too much into it without giving it away. But basically what it is the way we implemented his systems were with basically very oversized direct mail. And it was very effective. It was time consuming to put together. Either we did it internally or we hired some friends and family to help us put it together. It is time consuming. It can be costly, but cost is relative to the size of the deal you're going after. So it's not an apples to apples comparison. If you spend $50 and get a client for $2,500 or $1,500 or whatever, does it make it worth it from an ROI on that piece of mail? I think so. This depends on how you select your market, how aggressive you are with follow-up, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I definitely like his approach, and we'll be doing it again. All right. What else? Number 17 is just normal direct mail letters. So using typically either white envelopes or white bubble envelopes. We've sent a lot. If anyone's followed me on Instagram or Facebook, they'll see that I've got pictures of lots of direct mail we've sent in the past, going back, was it 2018, going back to like 2015. So they can see records of us mailing this stuff out, both in boxes, envelopes, all that stuff. Next is unpaid referrals. So just basically letting your friends and family and business colleagues know what exactly it is you're doing and asking for referrals. A lot of people, so there's a number of reasons why someone will refer business to you. One is because they want to help you. They're a friend, a colleague, a family member, someone within your network, and they just want to see you do well. And they see an opportunity to help you, and they connect you with somebody. The second is because they want to get compensated for it. So the person wants a cut of the action. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how it works. People tend to fall into three categories: families, friends, colleagues. They want a cut of the action, and the other is ego. Some people love being the person that is known for referring good suppliers, good contacts, making that recommendation. Think of the person that writes that ridiculous Yelp review that's, a page long, and they put in a ton of effort to do it. It's because they want to be someone known for finding and reviewing good things. It's the same thing with referrals. Some people love being the one that refers good resources. So not everyone needs to get paid for referrals. So find out their motives as you talk to people before you just offer up a referral bonus or referral commission, because some people will get insulted by it. So you just have to feel them out and see how the conversation goes, but just realize that not everyone needs to be compensated for referrals. Some people do it for other reasons, altruistic reasons, and ego reasons. So just keep that in mind. All right. Number 19. This one's a bit of a lie because I haven't actually done it, but my partner did it right before we partnered. My partner was getting all of his business from, or majority of his business from Freelance, Upwork, sites like that. So the gig economy type sites. We can do another video on that later. At this point, it's not something I specialize in, but I will nudge him to create a video that focuses on that topic, or we can find someone that specializes in it. Maybe I can interview him for you. But I wanted to throw that in there just because right as I was partnering with Rob, he was pulling leads and deals from those sites, so I wanted to just make you aware of that. Next is another one that Rob was doing right before. And that was just writing essentially cold emails to people's forms. So form submission, I wouldn't call it spamming because they were specific to the business, and they weren't a blast. It was more specific and personalized for that business, but that was generating leads and bringing in business. Very time consuming because you had to personalize it, but it was effective. Next is Facebook ads. So Facebook ads have I would say Facebook ads for us have been what would the word be besides confusing? We're an AdWords company. We specialize in AdWords. We live and breathe it. AdWords is like speaking Chinese to me. It's difficult. But it has yielded us clients. We typically get an ROI on every time we run a campaign. It's just frustrating and annoying and foreign to us, so we don't often run them. We tend to hire out for that. I know people that's the only way they get business is through Facebook ads, and that's great. It's just not something we've really dialed in. We've done decent with it, but it's always been a frustration for us, that enough so that it just didn't warrant us doing it again, just because we weren't good at it. So one thing we do well with, though, is retargeting all our traffic with Facebook ads. That tends to do really well for us. I've got a video in the works on how to retarget your traffic. So any traffic that you have, any organic traffic, paid traffic, whatever, how to retarget it on Facebook with testimonial videos and things like that. That will pick up low-hanging fruit and low-cost leads on the back end. That's done really well for us. Facebook content. One thing that's worked actually better for us than Facebook ads has always been putting out pieces of content and then retargeting clickers of that piece of content and going that approach. That's actually been pretty effective for us. And then last but not least, which may or may not be obvious to you, is Google Ads. We generate a lot of leads through Google Ads or Google AdWords. It's been a really good platform for us, and we have a strong return on investment using Google Ads. It's not for everybody. Our offer is very, very niche specific within the PPC management industry, and it's worked effectively for us. And yeah, so we like it. I'd say of all the methods we use here, we probably deploy 5 to 10 strongly to this day that we still do. And if you remember one of my last videos, we talked about having a stool that's stable and having as many legs on that stool as possible. So having as many effective ways to generate cost-effective leads and cost-effective client acquisition as possible. And that's what we've been able to do. And yeah, don't rely on one lead gen source, because one day something will happen and that lead source will be gone and your business will be over, or you'll be in a panic and you have to come up with a new source. So make your life a little bit easier, bring in the stability, and have multiple ways that you bring in leads into your business. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. Hopefully I didn't just bore you to death. If you did like this video, drop a comment below. Let me know how you're generating leads for your business. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hope all is well. Have a great day. And that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.